Okay, do spirits, non-incarnated beings, energies, can they harm us? Can they affect the life? Can they affect our energy field? The answer is yes and no. It depends on our perspective. It depends on how we view things and what we want to create for our lives. Basically, because I've had a lot of people tell me like they have seen nightmares, visions of entities in the room, or people's energies, or spirit energies, deceased people's energies, like many different ways of seeing something affecting them, when believing that non-incarnated beings can interfere into their lives and affect their body, mind, how life happens to them. I would say here that most of those depictions that we project, that we see as dark energies, are parts of us. Most of the time, it's the not physical, non-physical, it's still non-physical, but more of a safe manifestation of our own fear, of our own guilt, of our own victimization, of our own anxiety. Anxiety is always a way for us to project thought forms. Fear is also a way to project thought forms. When we're afraid about our lives, things are not going very well, it's easy to think that there's something outside of us affecting us than look on the inside. It's easier for us to try to find reasons why this is happening to us, and humanity has done that for so long, for millennia. It's always something, some God, some entity, some entity, nightmare, something that is outside of us that's affecting us, although we are trying to do our best, but we can't, because there's something outside of us that is more powerful than us. There's nothing more powerful than us. And I'm not saying that in a narcissistic way. Unfortunately, a lot of in spirituality, there's a lot of people that see it as in a narcissistic way, because everybody is very special, and everybody, since everybody is special, it's not special. And we could also say that actually, because we are incarnated, we have a lot more power than non-incarnated beings, because we can pick things up, we can create things, we can use matter which they cannot. And during our incarnated life, we can actually release karma, we can heal ourselves, we can work on ourselves, we can progress. Most, like the souls, the spirits that are supposed to be incarnated, they cannot do that while they're not incarnated. So in a sense, we're actually in a better position. So what do we do if we feel like we have attracted a bad spirit in our life? I'm not saying that this can never happen. I'm saying that you have magnetized it, you have manifested it, because there's something within you that creates that projection, that attracts that reality. If we ever feel like there's an entity or something that is trying to manipulate us, affect us, or something like that, we can just say, I'm done with this, you can go. Go now. And believe it, and affirm this, and know that they have to go. Because we live in a universe of free will. Nothing can affect you if your free will hasn't said, yes, please affect me, or I'm victimized, you probably can affect me. So it's still free will. You're choosing to live in the world where they can affect you. So basically here, it's about shifting the perspective of understanding that they cannot affect you if you don't let them in. And if something persists, it's yours, totally. So it's about thinking, the first thing that should come into your mind would be, what part of me is that? What is the energy signature of it? What emotion does it bring to me? Is it fear? Okay, what am I afraid in my life right now? What's bringing up too much fear? Is it stress? Is it feeling restricted? Okay, what is restricting me right now? How can I change my life? Why am I restricted? How do I do this? It's a lot helpful to ask those questions than go into more fear and more victimization and feel like you cannot be helped, there's no way out, or that there's something above you that keeps you in chains in your life, that something above you that can affect you more than your free will. And we need to understand here that there's different parts of us that have different free will. So it depends on who runs the show at that point. Okay, so work on creating that awareness, work on creating that empowerment, work on creating that energetic field where you know you're protected because you have free will, and knowing that those representations are yours, are part of you. And like in the more higher perspective, everything is us, everything is within us, everything is us. So anything we see outside is still our perspective projected into the world. So it's always a variety of ways we can see what we project on the outside. So if you see a nightmare, if you see something, sense something in your house, in your room, in your life, ask yourself, what part of me is that? What part of me wants to be seen? What part of me wants to be acknowledged? What part of me is so stressed out that will manifest itself like that? Otherwise, I'm not paying attention to it. Because we haven't been paying attention to it for so long that it has to show itself to us, in a sense. You could consider this protective mechanism. You didn't see it, it had to project itself, and now you can work with it. Work on that perspective and see how it changes your life, because I know that it can be very attractive in a disempowering way to become more disempowered and victimized and feel like there's something above us that prevents us from living the life we want. But is this perspective empowering? Is this perspective helping you move forward? Is this perspective healthy for you? Or does it create more fear and more reasons to think that more entities and spirits are affecting you? I would like you to ponder over that and think about it, and maybe ask yourself what parts of me want to be seen, and create that awareness for yourself.